Ever stood in front of something so massive, so ancient, that it just takes your breath away? I'm talking about the great wonders of our world, like the pyramids of Giza, Stonehenge, or the Great Wall of China. They're monuments to human ambition, standing for centuries, watching empires rise and fall. But it's not just the size or the age, it's the mystery. How in the hell did they build them? These are the stories that give these places their soul, tales that make the hairs on your arm stand up. We're talking about powerful legends of curses, of vengeful spirits. In this series, we're going to dig a little deeper, separate the facts from the folklore. We're on a quest to find out if these wonders are truly cursed or if the real curse is just our own fascination with the unknown. Every ancient wonder has a voice, if you listen closely enough. It's not a voice you hear with your ears, but one you feel deep in your bones. It's in the wind that whistles through the standing stones of Stonehenge. It's in the eerie silence of a forgotten tomb deep beneath the Egyptian sands. This voice tells tales not of kings and commerce, but of magic, gods, and the supernatural. These are the stories that the tour guides might not tell you, the ones whispered by locals after the sun goes down and the crowds have all gone home. These are the legends of curses. The idea of a curse is as old as humanity itself. It's a primal fear, the thought that an object or a place can be imbued with a malevolent power, a protective hex placed by its creators to ward off intruders for all eternity. The pharaohs of Egypt are famous for it, supposedly cursing their tombs to protect their treasures in the afterlife. But it's not just Egypt. From the jungles of South America to the misty highlands of Europe, tales of cursed locations are everywhere. These stories warn us that some doors are best left unopened, and some secrets are best left buried. What is it about these places that makes them such fertile ground for these dark legends? It might be their sheer scale and isolation. When you're standing in a place like Machu Picchu, high in the Andes, you feel cut off from the modern world. It's easy to imagine that different rules apply here, that ancient energies still linger in the air. The people who built these sites were deeply connected to their spiritual beliefs, and their structures were often designed as gateways to the heavens, or as sacred grounds to honor their gods. It's no wonder we feel a sense of awe and maybe a little bit of fear. This sense of unease is often amplified by unexplained events. Archaeologists falling ill after opening a tomb, tourists experiencing strange phenomena after taking a souvenir rock. Coincidence? Maybe. But these incidents add fuel to the fire, strengthening the legend and passing it on to a new generation. Each new story gets woven into the tapestry of the place's history, blurring the line between what really happened and what has been imagined. It's this potent mix of history, mystery, and fear that makes the legends of cursed wonders so incredibly captivating and difficult to dismiss entirely. So, how do we untangle this web of fact and folklore? On one hand, we have science. We have archaeology, geology, and history. These disciplines give us a rational framework for understanding these wonders. They explain construction techniques through evidence of tools and labor. They analyze inscriptions to decipher the purpose of a temple. They use carbon dating to give us a timeline. Science tells us that the curse of the pharaohs was likely caused by dormant bacteria and toxic mold sealed in tombs for millennia, not by ancient magic. It provides logical explanations for strange occurrences. But on the other hand, you have human experience. You can't scientifically measure the feeling of dread a person gets when walking down a dark passage in the catacombs of Paris. You can't put a number on the eerie feeling that you're being watched while exploring the abandoned city of Petra. These feelings are real to the people who experience them. For every scientific explanation, there's a personal story, an uncanny coincidence, or a piece of local folklore that seems to defy logic. These stories persist because they speak to a part of us that science can't quite reach. The truth, as it so often does, probably lies somewhere in the middle. The stories might not be literally true in the way we think of curses, with ghosts and magic spells, but they are true in a different way. They are a reflection of our deep-seated respect and fear for the past. These legends serve as a powerful metaphor, a cultural warning sign that says, tread carefully. This place is important. Show respect. The curse is a way for a culture to protect its heritage, to instill a sense of reverence in those who visit. It's a story with a purpose. Throughout this journey, we'll be playing the role of detective. We will examine the evidence presented by both sides of the argument. We'll listen to the historians and the archaeologists who have dedicated their lives to uncovering the facts. But we'll also listen to the storytellers, the locals, and the believers who keep the legends alive. We won't be quick to dismiss anything. Our goal isn't just to debunk myths, but to understand why they exist in the first place, and what they tell us about our enduring fascination with the great, mysterious, and sometimes terrifying wonders of the world. Let's journey to Egypt, land of the pharaohs. For thousands of years, rulers built monuments, preparing for the afterlife. They filled tombs with riches for eternity. To protect treasures from thieves, they needed more than walls. They needed the fear of a curse, the Valley of the Kings. A desolate canyon, the burial ground for New Kingdom pharaohs. The belief in curses was deeply embedded in Egyptian religious practice. Intruders risked the wrath of gods like Sobek. This brings us to the most famous curse of all, the mummy's curse. Their quest would lead them to the final resting place of a boy king. The year is 1922. The world is captivated by archaeologist Howard Carter and Lord Carnarvon's discovery. They found a hidden stairway. It led to a sealed door bearing Tutankhamun's royal seals. Inside was a treasure trove, untouched for over 3,000 years. The discovery became a global sensation. But a darker narrative emerged. A curse. Death shall come on swift wings to him who disturbs the peace of the king. Soon after, Lord Carnarvon died suddenly. The press declared it the pharaoh's revenge. The story became a modern-day horror, turning discovery into a cautionary tale. Let's look at the facts. As the curse legend grew, scientists offered rational explanations. Lord Carnarvon at 56 wasn't well. A car accident left him with lung problems. His death from an infected mosquito bite was hardly supernatural. A study compared lifespans of those present at the tomb opening. Those present lived to an average age of 70, no different than average. Howard Carter lived another 17 years. Archaeologists now have a good idea what really happened. A sealed tomb is a petri dish, home to nasty pathogens. Ancient dust contains bacteria, fungi, and mold spores. Consider confirmation bias. Once the curse idea was planted, people looked for evidence to support it. The real danger wasn't magic, but microbiology. Despite all the scientific evidence to the contrary, the legend of the pharaoh's curse endures. Why? Because we love a good story. And the tale of a vengeful boy king protecting his tomb from beyond the grave is a damn good story. It's got everything: adventure, mystery, unimaginable treasure, and a touch of the supernatural. It's far more exciting than the mundane reality of bacteria and poor health. The curse provides a narrative that is both thrilling and satisfying, offering a sense of cosmic justice against those who would disturb the dead for fame or fortune. The media of the 1920s played a massive role in creating and perpetuating this myth. In an age of fierce newspaper rivalries, sensational headlines sold papers. The curse of the pharaohs was a moneymaker. Journalists and even some authors like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, a famous believer in spiritualism, championed the idea of the curse, giving it a veneer of credibility. The story spread so far and wide that it became a cultural touchstone, a piece of folklore that everyone knew. It was the perfect blend of ancient mystery and modern anxiety, a story that felt both timeless and incredibly immediate. This legend also serves a deeper, more symbolic purpose. It acts as a powerful cultural metaphor for the consequences of colonialism and the plundering of ancient artifacts. Here were Western explorers taking sacred treasures from their rightful home to be displayed in museums far away. The curse can be read as a form of post-colonial revenge fantasy, where the ancient colonized culture fights back against the modern intruder. It's a story where the pharaoh gets the last laugh, a moral tale reminding us that the past is not ours to simply take and possess. It demands respect. So while the curse of Tutankhamun might not be real in a literal, magical sense, its power is undeniable. It has shaped how we view ancient Egypt and archaeology itself. It has inspired countless books, films, and nightmares, embedding itself deep within our collective psyche. The story persists not because of evidence, but because of what it represents: our fascination with death, our fear of the unknown, and our deep-seated belief that some places are sacred, and some secrets are best left undisturbed. The true treasure Carter unearthed wasn't just gold. It was a legend that has proven to be as immortal as the pharaoh himself. Let's leave Egypt and head north to the green hills of Wiltshire, England. Here on Salisbury Plain stands Stonehenge, an enigmatic prehistoric monument. Who built it, how, and what was it for? The treasure of Stonehenge is its mystery. Raised 5,000 years ago before the pyramids, it's a Stone Age feat. They quarried, transported, and erected 40-ton stones. Legends speak of magic and energies emanating from the stones. Do not disturb the stones. Locals warn of bad luck. It's a protective enchantment to preserve a sacred place. What were they trying to protect? When you have a mystery as big as Stonehenge, people will come up with some pretty wild theories to explain it. For centuries, the most popular story linked the stones to the Druids, the mystical Celtic priests of ancient Britain. The image is a powerful one. White-robed figures performing strange rites and human sacrifices among the megaliths at dawn. It's a cracker of a story, but there's one small problem. Archaeologists have proven that Stonehenge was largely completed 1,000 years before the Druids even appeared on the scene. The Druids may have used the site, but they certainly didn't build it. If not the Druids, then who? Well, medieval legends offered up another candidate, the wizard Merlin. According to the 12th century writer Geoffrey of Monmouth, Merlin magically transported the stones all the way from Ireland to serve as a memorial for a group of British lords slain by Saxons. Another piece of folklore gives the credit to the devil himself. The story goes that he bought the stones from a woman in Ireland, wrapped them up, and flew them over to Salisbury Plain, cheekily dropping one into the River Avon along the way. These tales, while entertaining, show how our ancestors tried to explain the unexplainable with the supernatural. In more modern times, the explanations have become more, let's say, cosmic. The idea that Stonehenge was built by, or with the help of extraterrestrial visitors, is a popular one. Proponents of this theory argue that ancient humans simply couldn't have managed such a feat on their own. They point to the precise astronomical alignments of the stones with the solstices as evidence of advanced non-human knowledge. The monument, they say, could be an astronomical calculator, a landing pad for spacecraft, or a beacon to the stars. It's a theory that replaces old magic with new science fiction. The reality, uncovered by decades of gritty archaeology, is perhaps even more impressive. It wasn't Merlin or aliens, it was people. Thousands of them, working together with incredible ingenuity and determination. They used sledges, rollers, ropes, and enormous wooden A-frames. They built ceremonial avenues and dug massive ditches with tools made of bone and stone. The astronomical alignments weren't alien gifts. They were the result of generations of careful observation of the sun and moon. Stonehenge wasn't built by magic. It was built by human sweat, belief, and an astonishingly sophisticated understanding of their world. The truth is more incredible than any legend. Let's trade England for the Andes Mountains in Peru. We're heading to Machu Picchu, a city so remote it became a thing of myth. Perched on a mountain ridge, this Incan citadel is one of the most breathtaking sights on Earth. It's a city built in the sky, shrouded in clouds and mystery. For over 400 years, Machu Picchu was a ghost city. It wasn't until 1911 that Hiram Bingham revealed its wonders to the world. Why was it built in such an inaccessible place? And why did they all leave? The mountains themselves are sacred deities, or apis. Disturbing them is considered a grave offense. The curse of Machu Picchu is the potential wrath of the apis. Local guides will often teach visitors to make a small offering to Pachamama and the apis before entering the site. One of the most enduring mysteries at Machu Picchu is its purpose. Was it a royal estate, a religious center, or a final refuge? Its abrupt abandonment fuels speculation of curses or omens. Visitors report strange experiences, whispers on the wind, and shadowy figures. Legend surrounds the Intihuatana stone, said to tether the sun and vibrate with energy. These legends serve as spiritual guardians, encouraging reverence. They remind us we are guests in a place of immense importance. Machu Picchu is not just a tourist attraction, but a sacred living place. Let's journey to the Great Wall, a dragon of earth snaking across northern China. It's an epic statement, a testament to imperial ambition. Built over dynasties, this colossal fortification stretches for thousands of kilometers. Its scale is mind-boggling, a project that consumed resources and countless lives. It carries the weight of that history in every stone. The legends are tales of human suffering and sacrifice. This is about the spirits of the common people forced into monumental labor. It's said the wall is the longest cemetery, that for every stone a life was lost. One heartbreaking legend is Meng Jiangnu, whose husband died building the wall. Her tears caused a section to collapse, revealing his bones for burial. This story captures the essence of the wall's folklore, the human toll of ambition. Visitors walk on a monument to sacrifice. The fear is the palpable sense of history and the ghosts of those who died in its shadow. The legend that the Great Wall is filled with the bodies of its builders is one of the most chilling tales in history. The story paints the emperors as tyrants, building their legacy on human suffering. But archaeologists have found no evidence of bodies inside the wall. Decomposing remains would weaken the structure. The dead were buried nearby, not within the wall itself. Still, the legend persists as a powerful metaphor. The wall stands on the sacrifices of countless anonymous workers. This myth gives voice to those lost to history, ensuring they are never forgotten. Visitors often report an eerie atmosphere, as if the sorrow of the past lingers in the silence. Are these ghosts, or is it the weight of history haunting our imagination? Now to Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, where Chichen Itza rises from the jungle, crowned by the Temple of Kukulkan. During the equinox, shadows create the illusion of a serpent slithering down the pyramid, a stunning blend of architecture and myth. Chichen Itza's history is steeped in blood. The Maya believed human sacrifice was needed to appease the gods. The Tzompantli, or Wall of Skulls, displays this devotion in chilling detail. The great ball court's winners may have been sacrificed, their deaths seen as the ultimate honor. Here, fear is rooted not in curses but in the echoes of ritual violence. The city's legends force us to confront a world where life and death were inseparable. Chichen Itza's aura is fascination mixed with dread, a testament to the power of belief. At Chichen Itza's edge lies the sacred cenote, a deep, haunted sinkhole. The Maya offered gold, jade, and most importantly, people to the rain god Chak. Archaeology reveals victims of all ages, not just the legendary virgins. Locals still speak of the cenote in hushed tones, warning of spirits trapped in its depths. Visitors report chills and ghostly whispers, the weight of sacrifice palpable at the water's edge. The cenote's curse is the burden of its own history, a reminder of faith's dark extremes. The well of sacrifice echoes with the lengths humanity will go to appease the unknown. Here, legend and reality blur, leaving us unsettled and awed. Today we travel to ancient wonders not just for sights, but for stories. Each visit is a quest, fueled by legends, documentaries, and whispered tales. Guides and locals add to the mystique, sharing curses and charms to enhance the experience. We become part of the legend, carrying it forward with every retelling. Belief isn't required, participation is. The aura of these places is woven from history, mystery, and superstition. Every visitor strengthens the legend, ensuring it endures. In seeking wonder, we become the next link in an ancient chain of myth. Many tourists pocket small souvenirs from ancient sites, only to return them later, blaming bad luck on a curse. Places like Pompeii and Hawaii receive countless returned relics, each with a story of misfortune. Psychologists say guilt and suggestion fuel these modern curses. The act of returning the object becomes a ritual to lift the supposed hex. These stories reinforce the legend, deterring future thefts. Heritage sites use the curse as a tool for conservation. Whether real or imagined, the superstition protects these wonders. The curse lives on, guarding history from our wandering hands. In the digital age, legends spread faster than ever. One eerie photo or story can go viral overnight. Social media turns every traveler into a storyteller, fueling new layers of myth. Online debates between believers and skeptics only strengthen the legend's grip. Ghost photos and strange videos become evidence for a global audience. Visiting a cursed site and posting about it is now a badge of bravery. The legend becomes part of our personal brand, a digital souvenir. Ancient wonders are now backdrops for our own stories. The curse, once whispered, now echoes across the internet, alive and evolving. As modern visitors, we've created rituals for interacting with ancient places, somewhere between respect, superstition, and fun. We engage in symbolic acts like tossing a coin into the Trevi fountain or touching a statue for good luck. These rituals allow us to leave a piece of ourselves behind and feel a connection to the place. At many wonders, these rituals have become essential. In Ireland, tourists kiss the Blarney Stone, hoping for eloquence. These customs guide our behavior and encourage us to be more than passive sightseers. These acts transform a visit into a meaningful interaction, acknowledging a power greater than ourselves. Ultimately, our need for belief and connection hasn't changed. We want to feel the power of these places and take a little of their magic home. So here we are at the end of our journey. We've delved into tales of vengeful pharaohs, magical wizards, and sorrowful ghosts. We as human beings are captivated by a good story, especially one with a dark and mysterious twist. It's an ancient primal instinct. Long before science, we had stories. They provide a narrative for things that defy easy explanation. These legends transform cold, hard stones into living monuments, imbued with the passions, fears, and beliefs of the people who built them. They connect us to the past on an emotional level. These stories add a layer of magic and wonder to our reality. They allow us to entertain the possibility that there is more to this world than meets the eye. In a world that often feels overly explained, these legends are a precious and thrilling escape. When we peel back the layers of these ancient curses and superstitions, we often find we are looking into a mirror. The stories we tell reveal so much more about our own modern anxieties, values, and beliefs than about the ancient people themselves. The legend of the Pharaoh's Curse, born in the 1920s, was about a post-war world grappling with its own mortality and the unsettling consequences of colonialism. Think about the idea of aliens building Stonehenge, or the bad luck that follows a tourist who pockets a cursed rock from Pompeii. The alien theory reflects a society that struggles to believe in its own ancestors' ingenuity. The cursed souvenir phenomenon reveals our collective guilt about the impact of mass tourism. These legends also reflect our deepest, most universal human fears, like the fear of death. Ultimately, these tales of curses are a form of cultural self-reflection. They hold up a mirror to our relationship with the past. They remind us of the fine line between discovery and desecration. By examining these narratives, we learn about our own moral compass. While we debate curses, one function is undeniably effective. These legends act as guardians of our shared heritage. Nothing protects an ancient monument like the fear of a good old-fashioned curse. Superstition becomes a brilliant tool for conservation, working on a deep psychological level. The legend of Pele's curse in Hawaii has probably done more to protect the volcanic landscape than any number of park rangers could. It's a spiritual security system for the natural world. These stories also foster a sense of reverence crucial for the long-term survival of these sites. So these curses are a gift from the past, a message encoded in folklore that says, this place is important. Treat it with the respect it deserves, or there will be consequences. The legends are the ghosts of our ancestors, reminding us to be good custodians of the incredible legacy they left behind. So, are these wonders really cursed? Science and logic can explain away most phenomena. Bad things happen and we connect the dots. The real culprits are more likely to be bacteria, coincidence, and the power of suggestion. The power of these curses is not magical, it is cultural and psychological. The curse is real in its effect on us. It shapes our behavior, inspires our art, fuels our imagination, and connects us to the past. The legends are as much a part of the monument as the stones themselves. What these stories really teach us is that our world is rich with mystery and wonder. Perhaps these places are not cursed at all, but are, in fact, cherished. The greatest wonder of all, then, is not the curse, but our own need to believe in it. Cheers.